All right. Give me your summary of the day. What do you think?
We're doing
CEO?
standing or seating?
Let's do it here like this.
I'm actually not as tired as the last one, because the last one we did, I was so
late.
exhausted.
It was like 11:30.
Yeah, I made loads of fuck ups on. I don't know. It's not a sponsor of mine. It's a sponsor of Cody and Kate's, but I'm drinking it.
All right.
Conor
How was it?
Conor McGregor's drink. It's not in the country yet till September. This is new stout. It's like a rival to Guinness, I suppose. I like Guinness, and this is similar. So.
There's a lot of room for alcohol right now because of some boycotts. So there's room for other
Of course there is.
brands coming.
Yeah.
I've been asking people this. Cody versus Quinn. Give me your reaction on that.
The truth is, and I said this to Cody, for me, isn't the most technically skilled guy, okay? But what he has the heart the size of a tank, the Titanic. It's just fucking massive, right? And what he does is he believes in everything he throws. And he does some awkward stuff. And when you throw awkward stuff with actual conviction, it throws people off. And then a lot of the time, they go, oh, it doesn't hurt. And all of a sudden, Cody hits you with a few heavy shots. So Quinn was he started really strong, Quinn. He was landing that right hand beautifully. And then he started to step off a little bit. And once you give Cody the space, the pace of Cody started to, I think, tell the story. And it's a fair decision. It's a fair decision. Cody won the fight. Fair play to Quinn again. He gave it his all. Cody is, the WBC champ for a reason. He's literally undefeated in Canada. I know he went to the USA and lost out there at heavier weight. And him and Kecheco final was going to be, Kecheco seems to get knocked down, and then that sort of wakes him up, and then he's back, and he wants to go for the kill, right? And tonight his fight was ding dong crazy. So.
That overhand of his is dangerous. So Cody's obviously gonna watch out for that. Because he's seen it.
Yeah.
Hit a few times already now, and it's deadly.
Oh yeah.
All right. So how about the Jake fight? So Kron had 2 weeks notice. I think he did amazing because he made it to the end. He's tough as balls.
I think you just saw tonight one of the toughest human beings in the fight game. Jesus Christ. Sorry, it's super blasphemy, but wow. That guy, I thought, here we go. He got put down or wobbled at end of first round. And I thought, it's going to be over second round, that's it. And he came forward, put pressure on Jake. Jake was still on the back foot with sharp punches. And then round 3, you could see Jake slow down a little bit because he put so much exertion in round 1 and 2. And he clearly won round 3 as well and wobbled him again. But wow. How did that guy at the end still stand? And I know he had his teeth knocked out, by the way.
How many teeth? Was it 2?
2, yeah. Then that guy, just props to him and his coach, which is Eddie Farrell down in Tulum, taken on 2 weeks' notice. But his background is something else. He had a crazy upbringing. He was in prison. He was dealing with all types of, the bad people, and he turned his life around. But you could see that in the ring. Those people, they might get beat in fights, but they ain't going down for nothing, And it just showed there tonight. And what guts that guy's got. It's crazy. No quit.
Another one I want to talk about is Haddad. He is now
WBC.
WBC, what was it?
Super lightweight
Super
or light welter champ, yeah.
Right, so you're going to line things up for him, obviously, but it's kind of hard. He was saying it's hard to find someone in his weight class.
Well, the truth is that Abdu's fought at 147 before. He fought, obviously, the tournament 145. He's not that heavy of a guy. He walks around 150. He drops 10 pounds, sometimes 148 he walks around at. And he doesn't have to drop much weight. He's a 140 guy. He could probably go a little bit less, actually. But 140 is good for him. And that's his actual weight. And you could see tonight when there's someone... And by the way, that guy also is the WBC amateur champion at that weight. He's vicious, that guy. But Abdu I think he took the frustration out on his last fight, and it took away from him, when he looked like he was on top and he got knocked out by Jake. And I think tonight he put on the performance of the night.
Yeah, it seemed like he was there to kill.
Everything he threw was sharp. The body shot was obviously the start to the story, and afterwards he was so wary of the guys punching, and then the elbow finish was just clear, beautiful.
Yeah, and Tim won again. But this time it was with elbows.
Yep. Everyone thought the head kick was coming.
Yes.
He was just too strong for the guy. I'm going to be honest with you. He was just too strong. I've got a fight lined up for him in November. So he's going to fight a guy from Europe. So that'd be good. McKinnon's obviously back. He's going to be fighting Chip Pollard, who's the ex-Lion Fight cruiserweight world champion, which is great. And then of course the 3 finals. So we're already lined up 5 fights for November 25th. And I think what I'm trying to do is get the audience behind an event, not just tell them 2 weeks before, tell them months in advance, build up stories, build up characters. Lots of people know about Jake now, and he's built up that story about him and how about his story in his life. Now you're starting to find out about other guys like Tim, the Abduls. You're starting to find more about them because we're advertising fights way in advance. We're doing videos of them training. People are starting to follow their stories. Finding out what pet they have, where they're from, what country they're from, how they train, and that's exactly what we want. We want to build characters up, heroes. That's what you want.
And you're building your dark horse, like we call it.
He is a dark horse, for sure. Stephen Opapong is experienced. He's been around, he's been fought in Thailand multiple times, he's been in Thailand training multiple times. He's from a very good stable of fighters as well. He's super experienced. You could see even in this fight, when he was under pressure, he would hold on, those little things, those little fine details, and he had that experience. But Abdu is strong.
Yeah, super
He's
strong.
Yeah, he's naturally strong. It's not something you train, he's just born with that. He's got so much strength, and now he's starting to mature as a pro. It's only his second pro fight, don't forget, and he's had 8 fights in total. But he's starting to mature a little bit, and things like the dangling of the carrot of this tournament brings another level to people.
I feel that he's also naturally twitchy. He has good twitch reflexes naturally.
Oh, yeah. He has these short bursts of energy, which is insane. He can just burst, 5-6 seconds. But a lot of power shots, He has a different sort of rhythm to a lot of other guys, and with the little gloves, he can make a difference.
What do you think Stephen could have done better?
Engage a bit more. He was landing some low kicks early on. He seemed to stop doing the low kicks. He landed some good low kicks, and he seemed to sort of back off. I don't know if he felt a couple of Abdul's shots or not.
I think in the legs.
And I think he was like, oof. And then he backs off a lot, which is, Opong is very good defensively, and he picks shots and counters well. But I think he was very wary, and I think we saw in round 2, he's holding his hands just a little bit higher. He was very wary of the bombs coming in, So,
yeah, and there was Bogdan and Taylor.
Taylor McClatchy, yeah. She is, so she's a clinch monster, right? And she walked into the first elbow, got cut. She is super strong, and she's literally like an anaconda in the clinch, right? But you know what? Morgaine is no pushover. You saw that when she beat the girl from Edmonton, and that's a real clash of styles. Morgaine is the tiny tank for a reason, good boxer. Taylor's an excellent pressure fighter with clinching. So it's interesting how the tactics is going to be from 2 very good coaches.
I was looking forward to seeing Brenda fight again.
Yeah.
It's a shame she didn't make weight because I know she's been training in Thailand.
Correct.
Since the last one.
Yep.
So it's unfortunate.
It's a fight game, and I felt so sorry for her and the coach and things like that. But what can you do? I felt sorry for the fans because if people come over and the pay-per-view really wanted that fight because it was going to be two excellent girls that don't know how to step back. But maybe down the line it will happen again. Who knows? I always say this about Cody. I've talked about it many times. It's not particularly skilled, but he just wants it. He wants it the most, and his nickname should be Captain Canada. Don't you think? He's like that boy next door. Yep. He's a lovely kid. Honestly, he's so nice. He's got such a gentle heart about him too. And he's from Lethbridge, and he's been brought up very well because he's well spoken. But he just wants it so much, and I've got so much respect for him. He sometimes comes up out to him, very rarely, but sometimes comes up. And that guy has got a tank. Is crazy the amount of energy that guy's got, and he lives and breathes it. I'm not joking, he lives and breathes it.
So let's talk about Quinn a bit.
Yep.
What do you think Quinn could have done better?
I think Quinn on the last fight, when he knocked the guy out with the overhand right, I think he was believing in his right hand a bit too much, and I'd like to see more variation from Quinn. Quinn is way more varied than what he showed tonight. I think he was trying to look for that one punch, and that can be frustrating sometimes, and I think Cody had the plan for that. Cody was sticking his hand up a little bit higher, right, and he was ready for the overhand. bearing in mind, of course, Cody did get caught with an overhand, which led to the body shot for his last fight. We got stopped by it. He's obviously been working on the tactic of that, which was smart, very, very smart. So I like to see Quinn just throw a little bit more outside of those over the overhand right, and obviously put some more kicks to his game. But he fought a great game. Like I said, just Cody just nicked it with that more volume.
During the undercard, what was his name? Jerry Liu.
Yep.
He was quite impressive, man.
Jerry Liu's been around a while. He's actually fought one of our original shows. He's a real slick mover. Big for the weight. Wow. Huge boy.
Huge guy.
Yeah, I know. Massive. And he was really slick. What he does, he just nicks rounds, yeah, without getting hurt himself. That's what he's very good at. He doesn't have to engage too much. He just knows what he's doing, scores points, does enough. And then, you know, if he sees an opportunity, he'll take it. But he's cautious, but not over-cautious, you know. So the good news about him is he's returning November 25th, 168-pound super middleweight. He's going to face Philip Engeroff. Philip Engeroff famously fought on our first show against Scott McKenzie, and he knocked Scott McKenzie down. There was this big controversy about the knockdown and all of that. Scott got up, and then Scott finished Philip Engeroff to win the WBC super middleweight title. Scott's since retired, vacated it, and it's now back on vacated. So whoever won that fight was going to go on to fight Philip Engeroff November 25th. So lots of fights in November happening.
So, you know, let's play with time, right? Let's just say November happens.
Yeah.
And then after it's done.
Yeah.
How much longer before they go to Singapore?
A good question. They'll probably run the year out, of course. And then you're probably looking at the first quarter of the year. Oh yeah, okay. They'll turn around. I mean, what you got to remember is One Championship are spreading. They're not just in Singapore; they're in USA too. They've announced they're doing 4 shows in USA next year. So probably maybe all of the guys and girls will be maybe on the USA card. Who knows? Or Singapore. They still do a big night at Lumpini Stadium too. So. Lots of opportunities. Wouldn't it be good if all 3 of them were on the same card?
That would be amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
I'm going to fly there.
I think a lot of people will.
I'm going to fly there.
Including me, of course, but I think a lot of people will. And what an opportunity for Canada. What an opportunity. Obviously, listen, the 3 guys, but there's more to the 3 guys. You've got the gym, you've got the family members, and like I told you before, it warms my heart up that it's 3 fighters November 25th going to have their lives changed, right? It's an amazing feeling for me, the gift of giving, right? I love the gift of giving. I said at the start of the year I wanted to have I've had 32 years in the sport, and I want to give it back to a lot of people, and I think November 25th will be a big prize for people.
And you know, it's not just the fighters. The opportunities are also for everybody else, the media guys. Like the first one I showed up, and this one there's a bunch of other people that showed up because they want a piece of that action.
Of course.
So it's not just fights. It's the ecosystem around it. That's I guess hitting another level. Because of the exposure. So it's awesome. I love it. I'm hoping that we can form a team of all the regulars that come.
Why not? I mean, listen. I think in each show that we do, we develop, we grow. There's way more media attention on every show that we do, and it's getting loads of limelight, and I'm loving it, of course, for that particular reason for our brand and our company. But the first and foremost is I am a fighter originally, and the opportunities weren't always there for me, even in England, which has way more than Canada. I came to Canada, I wanted a platform for these guys to fight on, and then hopefully I'll produce that platform with the help of a massive team, including guys like yourself, that push me, because I need to be pushed myself. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm super self-driven. But when I see people like you, Taylor here at MMA Journal, and a few other guys, they inspire me also to do more. Push content out, let's get the fighters going, and hopefully the fighters see it and go, yeah, I want to be at the show, and you know, I want to win things, I want to win a WBC belt, I want to turn pro, maybe I can get on road to 1 next year, all these sort of things. So
yeah, it's amazing.
It's buzzing.
Yeah, so time will tell. I mean, things are going great, can't really complain at this point, I think.
No.
It's going as good as it's supposed to go, I think. We had a full crowd.
Full crowd.
Full, crazy, excited crowd.
Yeah, that's good, because we have had shows when we first started where I think it was like, what is this? Type thing, you know? And then I see a knockdown and they go, what the hell? And now what it is, like we said, like with people like you that give us content, is people starting to see characters, so they're getting behind it. It was actually these two tables right here. They were doing friendly bets between each other.
I was
they didn't know the guys.
They're handing $20.
Here you go. They didn't know who the fighters were, but they'll go blue corner, I want this guy, and red corner, right? They get invested in it, right? And they're like, we're coming November 25th, that's Fountain Tire, shout out to them, they're one of our sponsors. They've turned around and said, we want 7 tables next event, Christmas party. That's how much not one of them, there was 3 tables here, 30 people, not one of them has seen a Muay Thai event before. That's what I want. We have the fans already, we want new fans, we need people that, new eyeballs on it, to give not just Muay Thai World Cup, myself, and my team, but the fighters more opportunities and more exposure.
And those are the right kind of guys, because
absolutely,
I don't think they care what they're watching as long as it's good.
Of course, they'll be in the casino now.
They're just drinking.
They'll be in the casino drinking and watching the bands and having a good time. And they'll go home tonight and say, wow, tell their friends, we went to this event. And I'm not the best salesman in the world, I've always said that. My biggest sale is when you come to an event. And I give away, like potential sponsors, I give lots of tickets away to these guys. And then every time they watch it, they go, when's the next event? I say, and they go, I didn't know it was like this. I didn't realise how good this was. I'm coming to the next one. And that's the biggest sale for me, right? Is actually coming to the event. I don't need to talk a good game. Just come to the event, watch it, and we'll talk afterwards.
All right, so any last words to conclude this one and introduce the next one, I guess?
No, just thank you to everyone, of course, sponsors. You make it all possible. Fans, unbelievable, coaches, fighters, my staff. I mean, we're taking down rings now, putting rings up in record time. We had a broken. There we go.
This guy's back here.
There we go. We had a broken. Rope, of course. Delayed the show by 20 minutes. One of the fights got made no contest. It's a hiccup in the road. Those guys will rerun that match in November. It happens, right? It's the fight game, but lots of positive to take from it. Apart from the HN Live guys. They're our stream guys that do our pay-per-view. Corey there does a great job. He paid me to say that, honestly.
I got your numbers.
Have you? That's why I need numbers. Did we beat records? Oh, we didn't beat records.
That was saying goodbye, brother.
No worries. MMA Journal.
Dude, the slow motion replays that you do?
Even better this time.
Is that journalist versus journalist?
I made sure I had a different angle this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we should talk. We should talk. If we can combine our footage next time.
Oh yeah,
it'll be 10 times better, you know?
We'll connect 100%.